horizontal lines like the horizon, it's left and right. What is the slope of a horizontal line? 0. A vertical, it's kind of like in basketball when you jump up and they want to know your vertical, you're jumping up and down, right?
Yeah.
It's not a function, so what's the slope? Undefined. So remember, horizontal goes this way, it is a function. Vertical goes this way, it is not a function. Okay, number 2, you have 3 questions like this on your test. You have to write a linear equation. Where is it crossing the y-axis? 1, so I know that's your starting point. It's positive 1. So then I have to find the points it crosses. When I say crosses, these little grid lines, I want it to cross perfectly on the grid line, right on the corners. So it crosses again perfectly, like right there. So I have to do rise over run. I rise up 1, 2. I run over how many? 1, 2, 3. Slope is married to x. They're always together. And is it a positive or negative slope? Negative, because it's going downhill. If you are a person walking, you would be walking downhill, right? So it's a negative slope. So you have y equals negative 2/3 x plus 1. I want you to find the slope of between point A and point D. So slope is rise over run. So if I connect A and B, there's my line, right? So I rise up how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I run over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a positive or negative line? Positive, because if you were walking, you'd be going uphill, right? So it's a positive slope. So your slope is 6 over 5. Okay, you have 3 of them on your test, just like number 4. I want you to write a function. So you want to write something like y equals mx plus b. So you have 2 steps. You have step 1, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then you'll have step 2, where you're going to plug in m, your favorite x and your favorite y, into y equals mx plus b. So let's do step 1. I have x1, x2, y1, y2. So I have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Can I have double negatives? So you have to change them, right? 6 minus 14 is negative 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative. That is your m. So step 2, you have y equals, your slope was 4, x plus b. What x, y do you want to use? 0 and 6. So your y is 6, your x is 0. So you have 6 equals 4 times 0 plus b. 4 times 0 is 0, so can I just cancel that out? Or I can say 0 right here, and I can say minus 0, minus 0. But really, an easy way to do it is just to cancel it out, because it's 4 times 0, right? What if it would have been a number? Then I would have to, let's just do it. 6 equals 0 plus b. You have to say minus 0, 6 equals b, right? That 6 plugs right back into your equation. So your answer is y equals 4x plus 6. If you graphed it, it would cross the y-axis at 6. Your slope would be up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. Exact same type of problem as number 4. You have your x1, x2, y1, y2. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, 8 over 2. This time we got a positive 4 as our m. Then you have step 2, y equals mx plus b. Which points do you want to plug in? 0 and 3. So 3 equals 4 times 0 plus b. 3 equals 0 plus b. Minus 0, 3 equals b. Plug it back in. So your answer is y equals 4x plus 3, right? Then you have to describe it. Somebody describe that to me. Crosses the y-axis.
crosses the y-axis at 3 and then goes up 4 over 1.
Yep, so you'll say crosses y-axis at 3. Slope is up 4 over what?
Over 1.
Over 1. Good job. Get a sucker. So a linear function is going to be y equals mx plus b, or it's going to be ax plus by equals c, right? Linear just means when you graph it, it graphs a straight line. So sometimes they write it like this, just to throw you off. Yeah, sometimes they do. Commutative property, they can just switch their places because they're adding. So A says y equals 2x plus 4. Is that just like y equals mx plus b? Yeah. So it's linear. The next one is y equals, can I put a 1 in front of the x? So 1/5 x plus 2. So it starts at 2 and your slope is up 1 over 5. That's linear. D down here, it's y equals, it starts at 10 and your slope is down 1 over 2 every time. That's linear, right? And the last one, it says right here, y equals 3 divided by x plus 5. We ever divide by x, or are we always timesing by x? We're always timesing by x. You cannot divide by x. It would not give you a linear function. It would not make it a straight line. So number 7, they give you these points. So x always goes left and right, y always goes up and down, right? So they want you to graph -1 over -1 up 3, put a dot. Over 0 up 5, put a dot. Over +1 up 7, put a dot. Over +2 up 9, put a dot. So if you have your line, you go through all 3 dots, right? They want to know which point falls on that line. Does A, over 2 up 1, did it fall on the line? No. Did B, over 0 up 4, did it fall on the line? Did C, over 3 up 1, did it fall on the line? And D, over -2 up 1. Yeah. So D works. Okay, again, a linear function is y equals mx plus b, graphs a straight line, or ax plus by equals c, which graphs a straight line. So have I ever squared? Have I ever squared anything? So I know I can't do that. Have I ever cubed it? I've not cubed x. Do I have any absolute value for m? So this one is y equals 2 minus 1x. So cross the y-axis at 2, and your slope is down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1. Does it work? Okay, number 9. Peterborough Middle School is renting tables for 8th grade graduation. The rental company charges a fee of $75. That's their starting point. Plus $5 for each table. All they wanted you to do is write a linear equation. This is the third one, just like the other ones that we've done, where you have step 1 and step 2. Step 1 is what? Yep. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So you have 3 over 1, and your slope is 3. Step 2 is to plug it in your equation. What points do you want to use? 1 and 4? So 4 equals 3 times 1 plus b. So 4 equals 3 plus b. So you'd have to say -3, -3, 1 equals b. That 1 plugs right back in. Y equals 3x plus 1. If you would have used 0 and 1, you would have got the exact same answer. The banana tree growth is shown below. Describe the y-intercept and the slope. So where does it cross the y-axis? 8. And your slope, it's not up 1, because look, it's counting by 4s. It's up how many? Up 4 over 1. Or you could just put 4. Okay, 12, a car rental company charges $40 to rent a car. That's their starting point. Then they charge 10 cents every mile. It can be written like this, even though they wrote it backwards, it's written like that. If the company changes the rate per mile to 25 cents, what would the new equation be? Well, that's pretty easy. They want it written like that, so we'll write it like that. $40 is their starting point, plus 25 cents every mile. So a function is just another word for linear equation. It's where you have a starting point and you do the same thing every time, right? So the distance traveled in a car is driving a constant speed of 20 miles per hour. So the distance equals rate times time. Will your distance always be the same if you go the exact same amount of time at the exact same speed? Yes. So is it constant? It's doing the same thing every time? So yes, it's a function or a linear equation. The cost of a bill if the cell phone company charges an initial fee of $30, that's their starting point, plus $25 a month. Is it doing the same thing every time? So it's linear. The amount of time spent grading papers if a teacher grades one paper every 10 minutes. So 10 minutes per paper, and I get a 5-minute break. So one paper would be 10 minutes, 2 papers, 20 minutes, 3 papers, 30 minutes, right? Same thing every time? So it's linear. The amount of cake each person gets, if the cake is divided equally among the guests at the party. So however much cake you have, you divide it equally. We divide in linear equations? No.